draw 4,
Damn.
and I'm going to change it to... This summer I used my STEP grant to study abroad in Suzhou, China. Once my classmates and I had arrived, we were eager to go explore our new home for the next 7 weeks, Suzhou, China. We were participating in an Ohio State intensive language program called the Intensive Chinese Language Program in Suzhou. From 8 to noon every weekday, we were in the classroom at Suzhou University taking advanced Chinese language classes. Nearly every day after class, we had the opportunity to travel around the town, exploring local historical sites, eating local food, and practicing our Chinese with native speakers. Probably my favorite aspect of the trip was that a group of students from northern China came down to Suzhou in the south to tutor us every day after class. These students were studying to be Chinese teachers and were able to help us greatly in preparing for class each day. Not only were they great tutors, but they were able to help us do things around Suzhou, such as applying for public transportation cards. The following clip is of myself and my first language partner, Meng Di, studying in the library after class.
画让你画那么长时间，我见过一部剧。
对，非常好。厨房的东西搬完了。
让你搬那么东西。那么长时间。对。我见过一部剧。对。再说。
你的论文我改好了。
While in China, we took 2 types of classes. From 8 to 10, we had speaking and listening, and from 10 to noon, we had reading and writing. Our reading and writing teacher, Mrs. Zhou, or Zhou Laoshi, liked to send us on homework assignments throughout Suzhou to interact with locals and explore historical sites. These clips are from one of our trips where we had to walk the outskirts of Old Suzhou exploring the old city wall. As you can see here, a man is unwinding in the afternoon by practicing his Tai Chi. Despite having to walk miles, these homework excursions provided us the opportunity to learn about the ancient city as well as its more modern districts. The differences between old and new Suzhou were drastic, and in a way, reflected the differences between many regions of China, as rapid development continues to transform the country. These pictures are from one of the homework excursions that I took to a local tea shop, where I was able to interview the shop owner with the help of my tutor about his opinion on Chinese tea culture. Another really cool part about our trip was the scheduled field trips that we took to places such as a local mountain to pick fruit, and the video footage here from a calligraphy museum.
也是中国特有的，在清代特别流行。
This video here is of the calligraphy school teacher instructing us on how to write calligraphy properly using an ink brush.
这个方式就是重新给它开了药笼。你叫什么名字？
倪杰科。
倪，人耳倪，杰出的杰。
杰作的杰。
杰作的杰，科呢？
科是一个
科学的科。
不是。
黄老师给他们写。
While we were at the calligraphy museum in school, a local news station came to interview one of the graduate students, Lydia, pictured on the left.
能不能分出来啊？是不是不一样啊？
For For our next field trip, we traveled to a local tea school where the instructor taught us the proper way to prepare and serve Chinese traditional tea.
不要，然后呢，继续怎么样倒水，对，好，来，我们可以怎么样？这叫翻杯，翻过来，对，然后这是奉茶。比如说我做个演示，来给你。怎么写的？对。
对，上茶。它一会儿那
对。
然后也越来越淡。
For how easy she made it seem, pouring the tea was actually extremely difficult. Holding a clay pot filled to the brim with boiling water, just with the tips of your fingers, was no easy feat. The steps to serving tea the traditional way seemed endless, but learning the process was nonetheless a fantastic experience.
我的表演，我的乌龙茶表演，乌龙茶表演，
乌龙茶表演结束。
对，谢谢大家。
谢谢大家。
My favorite trip was to a nearby mountain called Dong Mountain, or Dongshan.
红和黄啊，对，不知道也没什么人规定，但是这一带我们就可以注意到，所以山是绿的，然后墙是白的。
While at Dongshan, we were able to help and interact with local farmers by climbing their trees to pick yangmei fruit. After picking baskets filled with fruit, we were invited into the farmer's home to have a meal with him and his family. The meal consisted of a variety of local seafood specialty dishes. Before going to China, I had rarely eaten seafood. However, while abroad, I figured that I might as well try local dishes, and I'm happy that I did. I highly encourage anyone that studies abroad to step out of their comfort zone and to eat some foods that perhaps before they wouldn't have wanted to try. On that note, I would like to highlight what I feel to be a very important component of studying abroad. That is, taking advantage of immersing yourself and stepping out of your comfort zone. These pictures are from outings we made with our language partners, from public parks and historical sites to karaoke bars and hot pot restaurants. I believe that these moments were when my Chinese skills developed the most, as speaking, not only with our new friends, but also countless locals, became easier and easier after each day of exploring the city, with or without our tutors. Another way in which we took advantage of being in China and having freedom to travel essentially wherever we wanted was that my classmates and I decided to take a bullet train to Shanghai for the weekend. Unfortunately, while I was in Shanghai, I got very sick and used this medicine that the man on the far right in this picture helped me acquire at our hostel. I became well very quickly, and he invited us to go to his office, which was right down the street from the Shanghai Stock Exchange.
You can take a seat here.
Is this your office?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a beautiful view.
It's not beautiful enough because as it has been blocked. So
This man's name was James Sun, and he was from the city of Nanjing. He, interestingly enough, had traveled all over the world, but was here in China developing an app and a website.
现在做的是一个 APP。它原来是长成这样。
Speaking with James in his office was a really cool experience. He explained to us how he was trying to change China's advertising market. In his opinion, Chinese companies have been using the same techniques to advertise their products for decades. In his opinion, companies such as Apple, who advertise their products in a very simple way, but yet show that it is an advanced piece of technology and runs smoothly, are able to convince consumers that their product is worth buying.
You know, in China, this is kind of like Wall Street, right? But frankly speaking, as far as I can see, 70% of the companies are cheaters, or even more.
那现在曾田，你要问尼杰科的职业。
方便说一下你的质量，如果不方便，我们可以跳过。
我做厨师工作。
也可以说我是
厨师。
厨师。对，厨师是做什么的？
做饭。
对，简单的说就是做饭，所以我们说厨师。不过更具体的说应该是做菜。对，好，那曾田要注意是跳过。对，不方便的话我们可以跳过。
不方便的话我们可以跳过。
很好。
So we've been hand washing all of our clothes here in the sink. I have some clothes drying right up here by the AC vent. We've been washing it here in the sink. But Abe said that he knows there's a place down the street where we can pay this guy to wash our clothes. So I have my backpack filled with dirty clothes to the brim, and we're gonna go see if we can bargain for some laundry service because Luke, my other classmate, went there and he had to pay quite a bit of RMB to get his clothes washed. So let's go give it a shot.
就给我190块吧。
190块。
190块。
你也是，他就是
150块可以。
不行，我袜子已经没收你钱了，袜子10块我已经给你减掉了。
180块可以吗？
行。
180就是可以。Okay.
I may have only saved less than $1 on my laundry, but the experience definitely gave me confidence to barter again, which I did many times. Our trip was nearing its end. We had gone through 2 groups of language partners, traveled all over Suzhou and Shanghai, and improved immensely in Chinese. We were preparing for our end-of-the-year presentations and our end-of-the-year debate. These pictures are from our going-away party for our first group of language partners. We were really sad to see them go and had become really close friends, all of us. But we were happy to get new language partners because we knew that they were going to be equally as great. All of the language partners, the new group and the old group, were all classmates at their university up north in Hebei. So the old group was able to tell us about the new group, introduce us to our language partners, and give us their contact information so we were able to meet them before they arrived. For our final presentations in class, most of us took pictures that we had accumulated throughout the trip, put them into a PowerPoint, and talked about the highs and lows of our experience. We talked about what was hardest in terms of getting used to and adjusting to life in Suzhou. We talked about what we appreciated most and what we gained most from our trip. Aside from this visual presentation, all of us were also preparing for a final debate. The debate took place as follows. Our class was split up into 2 teams, a boys' team and a girls' team. The topic was, is it better to graduate high school and then pursue a college education in terms of the long-run opportunities, or is it a better option to go straight to the workforce?
经常先说服务员的待遇很低，但是你可以一步一步升职。如果你很努力，你可以以后得到很好的工作。而且陈明你说，如果你不喜欢你的专业，你可以换一下。如果你上几个学期的一个专业，然后发现你不喜欢这个专业，你真的浪费很多钱很多时间。如果你毕业高中以后就找到工作，你可以提高你的经验，然后找到比较好的工作。
At the end of our trip, we had a going away ceremony with our language partners, where we were able to showcase our talents if anyone wanted to sing or dance, and where we were able to speak with our teachers, probably for the last time in a long while. Since this was our last time meeting with our language partners, I thought back on how much they had helped us throughout the trip, whether it was buying food, translating with locals, or even just hanging out on the weekends and letting us practice Chinese with them. It was in this moment that I realized how much our language partners had actually helped us throughout the trip. They translated for us, helped coordinate some events, and they helped us get bus cards, which was really an everyday use. They also help explain some cultural differences, such as why so many people in Suzhou wanted me to take pictures with their children or themselves in public places. I'm also thankful that I was able to see Ellen, who was a teacher while I was in high school at my local elementary school system teaching Chinese. She herself is Chinese and made the trip from her city of Xi'an to come visit me. I'd like to thank Gao Lao Shi, one of our teachers, for doing a phenomenal job and really engaging us in the classroom. I would also like to thank Zhou Lao Shi for sending us out on cool trips for our homework assignments throughout the city, giving us a reason to interact with our surroundings. And I would like to thank Jian Lao Shi, who coordinated our trip and handled a lot of logistics. And finally, I'd like to thank Ohio State and the STEP program, who permitted me to delay my project a year so that I could have this unforgettable experience.